Now grab your glass for that water. Get your picture of that water. Take your picture of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Stretch it out, fam. Move your body and drink some water. Come on. Move your body and drink some water. Simply drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, move, yeah, drink. Hold on. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. What should I say? Raise your name. Now please take yourself and drink some water. Lift your glass and pour some water. Move your body and drink some water. Raise your glass and touch your hands. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Stay healthy, you know what we gotta do? Breathe, drink, eat, move. Sleep. Go to your room. Take your breath. Live and move. Move your body. Don't your ass up to break down. Get up, man. Come Great Kuumba to each and every last one of you. I'm going to thank y'all for joining us this morning. But I forgot something very important. Hold on. Hey, Cleveland. Cleveland. Tomorrow is Wisdom's birthday. Hey, Cleveland. Come here, please. All right, real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Yes? Come here, please. Y'all heard him say, God. Y'all heard that, right? Everybody heard you.
What?
Say, God. Could you wash off one of those yellow top bottles for me, man? You know, I want to wash it off before I use it. Yeah. All right, cool. So, family, I want to welcome you to Gye-Nyame Journey. Of course, you know. Well, hopefully you know where you are. This is the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is the home of the stubborn minority. This is the congregation of the mighty. You are now tuning into Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Y'all gotta excuse, you know, all of us fasting around here. Me, Anime, and Simba. We all fasting. So, Anime, I'm gonna give you a pass on that one. Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Thank you. This is a Heart of Simba production. And this is Daily Toast. When we strive, to blow up your old paradigm. All right. Y'all know today. Thank you, sir. You brought the man. Thank you, Cleve. I appreciate that. Today we are on Kuumba, and I want to thank all of y'all family. We are one day out. I'm on my 21 day. This is day 20, and I planned it wrong because, you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't have did it during the whole Father Day thing. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna make it. We'd be breaking the fast about 12 a.m. On Moja early. I'm gonna do some cooking. I gotta get it, because I want to have a hummus wrap. Something simple. Don't overwhelm my body like I usually do. But of course, I'm gonna have one of those eggs too, right? Because I got those eggs sitting up there waiting for me right now. So of course, y'all know this is our Toast and Talk, and we have our lines open at 614-556-4535. You call in, but if you want to have a serious conversation, call in after we get done with the toast, because we want to take care of the ancestors first. All that noise you hear upstairs, just letting you know, it's real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. And what's crazy is a lot of that stuff don't start till the thing come on. My kids be sometimes surprisingly quiet until I go on air. Then they want to show up. So let's see what's going on in the news. There's a few things that I posted up that we can talk about. There is a video I posted up, learn the history of the dandelion. Very interesting. Very interesting. The dandelion appears to be, in a sense, the messenger of mass genocide and shit, because everywhere Europeans go, the dandelion go to. I might have to rethink my relationship with the dandelion plant. So I went on census.gov, and it says stepdad or mom's boyfriend, and this is a whole article that we could discuss today about what they are finding out about the amount of stepdads in the home, and what that means for us as DOS. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it don't show my video on the YouTube channel. I need to take that YouTube channel off anyway. But anyway, here we go. If there's anything else I posted. We had a real good show on Ujaman. I want to thank Sister Jackie. I want to thank Sister Tracy for calling in. And we had a real good conversation. And like I say, maybe we could continue a conversation today. If not, we'll just do the toast. And I will go and start making preparations, because I have to. There's a couple of things I have to do, because like I said, we got some other shows coming up that I want to, actually some shows that I want to work on. We have to get the newsletter prepared. We have, once again, I'm still waiting for the final word before I make the announcement that I want to make to the fam. But of course, on June 29th, we will be having the mall. We're going to be getting the commercials out, be getting the ads out real soon. So it's coming. But family, we done posted up the pictures and stuff like that already. If you look on the timeline, it's already up there, right? It's already up there, along with the crazy memes about Brother Hatim and his fasting, right? And I'm loving it, right? I'm loving the fact that, because we don't have to take ourselves so seriously all the time, right? That was one of the reasons that when I got into the movement, I used to run into people that were so serious, and I'm like, man, I can't be around that bull. I can't be around that shit. You know what I'm saying? Where somebody's so serious, it look like they're a vain about to pop in their goddamn head. Now, we in the situation, nigga. You could be as mad and rebellious and yelling as much as you want. Don't matter. We in a bad situation, brother. You know what I'm saying? Work it out. What more do you want me to say? You know what I'm saying? We got to work it out, and we're going to work it out, and we're going to be victorious. You know what I'm saying? But you can, you ain't got to be walking around here. God damn it! I mean, yeah, some of y'all know people. Some of y'all still got people like that around you, and I'm like, yo, I can't do that. I can't do that energy. I never was good. I was never good or very receptive of that type of energy. So let's just get into this toast. And like I said, we can call in. It's good. If not, I'm gonna have me a smoothie. Brother Quasey called me and asked me. Text me. I won't text him back. He asked me how soon I think I'm gonna have my appetite. I never lost that shit. I'm hungry as hell. I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with y'all, family. I didn't lose the feeling. I have adjusted my lifestyle. I have adjusted. You know what I'm saying? I never lost my appetite. You know what I'm saying? I like good food. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna break it with. I ain't gonna break it with y'all, but I'm gonna do a video of the breaking. And what I want to do is, because I've been watching a lot of recipes and stuff like that, and we've been talking about the African Heritage Diet. I definitely want to get, at least on Gye-Nyame Journey Media, a cooking show where we're using the African Heritage Diet, right? You know what I'm saying? I would love to get a workout show. I would love to get a sports show. I don't know sports, but I know some people out there. You know what I'm saying? Where we could talk about some of this stuff in a conscious way. When I started waking up, because what I used to do, or at least when I had a stereo in my car, one of the things I used to listen to in the car was NPR, because I can't play a lot of stuff that that is on the radio for my kids. I'm not really comfortable unless I'm listening to that shit, but I'm not listening to that, so I can't really debrief my kids on what the hell is being said. So, but I listen to a lot of NPR. So, one of the things I started doing once again was, really just starting, because it's not just NPR. With a Google Assistant, I can have news briefs. So I'm gonna start having news briefs, and I started thinking, you know what I'm saying, where is the black news brief? You know what I'm saying? Specifically for Gye-Nyame Journey, for Gye-Nyame Journey. I gotta think. I think local and then expand. You know what I'm saying? Where is our news brief? You know what I'm saying? What is the news that we really need to be concerned about? You know what I'm saying? Who's covering that? And once again, I invite everybody to check out the newsletter. And like I said, now, one of the pieces that I wanted to announce, and I'll do that after we do the toast, talk a little bit about that and some of the possibilities that I'm looking at. And so what I have here, this is a Justice League. This is that ambrosia. Of course, it's green tea and raw honey. But added to it is ginger, lemon, lime, and cayenne. We call that cayenne that flash, right? So I'm gonna put it up here high so that y'all can see. When you open up one of those ambrosias, family, make sure that you have one of these. Now the gallons is a little bit different. You can work that out. But please, you just don't pop off the top on this. This is not soda pop, right? This is not, you know what I'm saying? This is not some pasteurized bullshit that's been passed off to you. What I'm giving you is life in a bottle. It's alive, right? So when you open it, you just want to cap one corner and allow whatever's in there to get out. It's been waiting to get out and serve you. That's all that is. You see that? It's been waiting to get out. It want to get out. It want to work with you. Look, it's excited to see you. Like, man, what took you so long to open me up, man? I just want to be of service. I just want to work. I just want to help you. That's all I want to do. And once it starts flowing, you're going to take it all the way off. They call it the champagne a kombucha, and for good reason. So once again, one of the things we're going to start doing here at Gye-Nyame Journeys, we're going to start making celebratory bottles. What do I mean by that? You know those champagne bottles, we're going to be able to bottle them up in the champagne bottles so that on New Year's, those of you that might not, you know what I'm saying, you don't do the champagne and stuff, but you want to have the pop and cork, we're going to be able to provide you with that. You see, we got that right here. Look at that. It flow better than that. It flow better than that damn champagne. But hey, and on top of that, it's good for you. So I take it, I pour it. Let's see, cause I love that. I love to show that, man. Look at that. Home brewing. Now this one I aged a little bit more. The next batch I'm not gonna age quite this much. I'm preparing that one right now. So those that like the ambrosia a little bit sweeter, this is gonna be the batch to buy. Woo, doggy. All right, here we go. First, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. Uh-oh, Sister Navita's up. Shots out. There's time to laugh at time to be serious. That's right. Would you eat chitlins? No, not right now. I choose not to eat chitlins. Let's say that. I'm not going to lie. Because when I was eating pork, I love me some goddamn chitlins. You know what I'm saying? One, the whole, because usually when chitlin was around, the whole family was there, fam. You know, so chitlins for me have a strong connection with family and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember times where, the sisters in the family would get together and they would be cleaning the chitlins, and all the cooking would be going on right before the holiday, and the house would be full. My cousins would be over. We would be having a good time. It'd be some arguing, it'd be some drinking, but it'd be family. So I have very fond memories of chitlins. I don't eat chitlins because I can't. I don't eat chitlins because I choose not to. So hell yeah, I would eat some chitlins. But right now, I choose not to eat chitlins. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I'm preparing the chickpeas right now. I'm going to make my own hummus. Of course, I'm gonna be using. I got to throw in my palm oil into that, and I'm going to make a hummus wrap using some of the greens that I have here, and then I'm gonna take the remainder of my chickpeas for the rest of the week, because like I'm gonna be, my eyes gonna want me to eat, but I'm not gonna be able to eat as much. So I'm gonna make several of the wraps to last me the week, but then also I'm gonna cook some of the chickpeas in a broth. I'm gonna steam them in a broth, and so that they could be sitting on the side, so that I could start preparing other things, because there's other things after I get the chickpeas to a certain point, right? Boom, they got the flavor in there, so boom, I'm gonna be able to make a spaghetti and all this stuff that my kids will be able to eat with me, and I'll be back up and eating full time before we get to the Gye-Nyame G&J Mall on June 29th. So I'm gonna be able to go on around, and I'm gonna be able to get food from everybody, and then hopefully by then we will be able to make the announcement. I just can't. Ooh. Unless Navita got some word for me right now. But if not, I can't make the announcement. But then we got some other stuff to talk about. But family, here we go. So first, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass and we toast. And we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to our list of our ancestors. And one of the discussions that was brought up to me this week by a sister was about the ancestors, and maybe we might have to have that discussion today. You know what I'm saying? Because she was kind of concerned about the pouring for the ancestors and who we should pour for and stuff like that. So if there are any questions about what we do here as far as the Daily Toast, by all means, call in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, because, and then please, let me say this. I want to be clear. I'm not into converting or converting people. So don't try to convert me. I won't try to convert you. I just want to answer questions. Because I know some of y'all have some people out there got strong beliefs and stuff like that. I'm not trying to get into those long arguments. Please leave my soul alone. It's all right. All right? Because I know some of y'all want, I'm going to say, no, you can't save shit. Save you. Okay? Leave Hatim to Hatim. Right? You know, So here we go. Miles Brown. Ms. Ann Robert and Texas, Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, William, Walter, Chris, Fanny, Gaston, Eileen, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvara Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman L, Noma X, Pet Mont Rom, Lincoln Pacour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Coach Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ogeny, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alpha Brofro Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxter brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Anna Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sir Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susan B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Livy the Farmer, Agosa Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza, Frederick Davis, May Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selva Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hader Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Dorito Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hadley Vester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Almatet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Delma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frankie Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Footer, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Delimon Aries, Genia and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigella Perez, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFridas Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scattenberry, Wilson Haley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Candy, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenball, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trash, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Kate, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno Baby Hatch, Senior, Melly Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Press Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Benella, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erlington Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey, Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Bradley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Bobby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashani Easley, Javale McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarin Coper, George Swan, and Monia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon, and on to the Black Book. Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundum, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joey, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jepson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denisa Goray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khaled Sin, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, R.G. Gripper, Dominic Nichols, Ruth Elaine Johnson, Teresa Sambu. Family, we raise our glass and we salute all of our illustrious ancestors. Man, it feels so good to toast them every day and the stuff that is just opening up, family. And what we need to start happening on Gye-Nyame Journey, listen, if you are part of the Daily Toaster team, right? If you're a Daily Toaster, if you tune in every now and then, if you have noticed any changes since you have participated in this process, we have been doing this for 3 years over and over again. Would you please share on the timeline? Because the piece is, family, if it's not working, we need to know. I'm just letting you know, as far as Gye-Nyame, this shit has been it's been popping off, right? As far as my life, it's been popping off. The opportunities that are just opening up is just ridiculous. I mean, of course we go through our struggles and stuff, but I mean, like I said, I'm speechless on the stuff that's been happening, and it's incredible, and it's like, and I attribute a lot of that to the process in which I have involved myself, including the fast, right? Including the daily getting up and toasting, including doing the stuff that we've been doing as far as Gye-Nyame Journey. Man, listen, I'm just like, yo, so I know I ain't the only one. If you're going to call in today, if you don't have a question about the ancestors, we need some testifying, right? Call in and testify how the Daily Toast has enhanced, enhanced. And if it hasn't, be like, yo, be honest about it. Shit, I'm just like, yo, it's been good to me, right? So I'm lifting up my glass to my ancestors, right? That combined us as a tribe, our spiritual tribe that's out there, that's blessing and protecting each and every last one of us, that's working and whispering wisdom to each and every last one of us, right? So we lift up our glass and we say Ashe from their family. After my long-winded whatever that was, we're going to move and we're going to talk about the day. What's up, Miss Kim? Lines will be open, or, you know, it's open for you already because I already know how the lines are over there. We are on Kuumba, family. Activate those reticular formations. Get out there and find the Kuumba. And then also, family, how many of y'all that actually take it serious is using your reticular formation to seek out your principles? Have you been seeing your principles more now that you've been looking for them? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff we could talk about today. You know what I'm saying? And we could build on today. So here we go. So today is Kuumba. For those that don't speak the language, it's creativity. So we hunting down creativity. We're going to catch and release back into nature. You can't keep it. Once you catch creativity, you got to, you know, wrestle with it for a minute, but then you got to let it go. All right? You can't keep it. Right? The mighty principle of the day is order. The color is orange. Cause and effect is the Hermetic law. Male name for the day is Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. And it's also Amma. Shouts out to all the Ammas out there. Amma. It's your day, Amma. All right, now, I'm kind of excited, family, because I'm about to, woo, man, family, I'm ready. I'm ready for the fast to end. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Right? So we toast this moment. In this moment, where all of our power lies, we take command of this moment and we claim it as our own. And we lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. We move on and we toast we toast our children, our children's children on to infinity, family. We are responsible for, in this moment, laying the foundation upon which they will stand. And I hope that you out there clearing the fields. I hope that you out there fighting the battles. I hope that you out there doing the work so that your children, our children, will have a place to stand and to represent. We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move on to all of our relations. I won't ask for all those relations because all types of strange stuff comes up. So we lift it up and we say Ashe. From there, family, where we go? We go to that selfish toast. This is for you. What is it that you need to become powerful in this moment? What is it that you need right now? We toast and we say Ashe. Last but not least, family, I toast the most magnificent, the most beautiful, the most inspiring, the most uplifting, the strongest, and the most courageous individual in the room. I raise my glass to you. I toast you with your marvelous, fine, uplifting, intelligent self. And we toast you and we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Damn, Kojo's song would have been perfect right there. I need to go download it. I ain't downloaded to this database yet. But Sister Navita's on the phone. What's going on, Sister? What's going on, Sister Navita?
Well, I had one thing I initially wanted to call in and discuss, but then I'm scrolling down my Facebook timeline, which made me want to bring up something else. And I'm just going to tap a little bit on the reparation piece that we've been discussing for a while. And I know some people say it's a waste of time to ask for reparations. It's ridiculous. It never happened. And sometimes it's made a mockery of that we even suggest that we get reparations. So I'm scrolling down the timeline, and this is an article which I just ran upon, so I haven't read it yet. It's from the New York Times, and it says, the case for gay reparations.
Stop fucking around.
I ain't lying to you. So, for me to see that, how many gay people are going to think that's a joke? I think I haven't read the article yet, but I could tell you this. If they're asking for reparations or they feel they deserve some type of reparations, you can best believe they're very serious about it. And no one's going to make fun of them wanting reparations like that. The same people that may have thought it was funny and unreasonable for blacks to ask, I want to see them same people make that same suggestion for gays to ask. Because nowadays, if you say anything against gays, you might as well say something. It's like saying something to a black woman about her hair weave. You're going to get backlash after backlash after backlash.
Navita.
Which I think also is also a sign that it's a diversion tactic, that we may have been on to something.
We on to something.
And they got to break that up.
They got to
break it up.
Oh, my God, Navita. And this family, listen. I'm not against any group getting what they deserve. None. Right? I put mine first, though. My family needs come. My family needs come first. So if the gays are able and they have a good case, all means, get it. But let me say this.
I ain't got no good case. The only person, in my opinion, white privilege exists for everyone, gay and straight. Black people did not fall for that diversion that are considered gay, LGBTQ, whatever. If you black, you on this side of the street with us. We're trying to get reparations over here.
Wait a minute. Let me say this. Let them pick their side of the street. But I just want you to stay on the side of the street that you pick. You know what I'm saying? Because when they beating your ass, right, it's not going to be because of the gay issue. And more than likely it's going to be because of this right here, the skin. Right? And I'm just like, because what we have right now is we have a thinning of the herd. Because what's going to start to happen is all these diversions is going to start popping up. And people are going to start moving into the diversions. And I want as many people to get out as possible, so that we can have a focus team that we need to get exactly what we deserve. You know what I'm saying? And I want to address that piece about begging. And because family, here you go. Somebody be like, I ain't gonna beg the white man for no money. I ain't. First off, we're not begging white people. We're begging. We're not begging anybody. The federal government has a debt. Now, if you're late on your mortgage and the motherfucker's calling you, asking you when you gonna pay their mortgage, do you consider them begging you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You think you can tell them, quit begging me.
Right. Stop begging for your money. Get up and pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. How dare you ask me for money? You know what I'm saying? No, you don't look at it like that. And black folks, we have to start looking at what we went through right now when we're talking about reparations, in a sense, as a business transaction. I'm not asking you for something that I don't deserve or something that our people don't deserve. We could prove that. There's no doubt about that. It's a debt owed. And what we are demanding, we're demanding that the government of the United States, you know what I'm saying? We're not begging white people. We're not begging Asian people. We're not begging Hispanics. We're begging the government of the United States that sanctioned and allowed what happened to transpire and without any redress for generations. And it's not begging, it's collecting a debt. I am a debt. I'm a debt collector, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Do you need time? You need time to get that 20 trillion, 17 trillion. What do you need time? We can make payments. We're willing to work with you.
Arrangement.
Oh, yes. Our people, we could make payments. We understand. You know what I'm saying? We understand. Right? So payment arrangements, because this is a generational thing. Because I don't want, because what starts to dilute what we're doing is where motherfuckers honestly think that it's just about a check being cut. No, there's not just a check being cut. There's other things that need to happen as well. And like I said, you go to 101.com to find out about that or do some further research. It's not just about you getting a check because it was a generational damage. So there should be generations. There should be a generational fix that goes beyond my generation, my son's generation, my grandson's generation, all of that. Because when, as they say, it takes you a second to cut me, but it takes a long time to heal. So
it's just like I said, like the Hiltons, like Paris Hilton, and all of them. They were born into money that came from their previous generation, and they have admitted to getting their start in the slave trade. So people will say, well, you wasn't even alive when that happened. Those people was before you. Well, if that's true, then Paris Hilton should have started out with a goddamn dollar.
Exactly.
Because she didn't make none of that money. Her forefathers made that money. So she should be starting out at $0 motherfucking dollars.
Now, if
she didn't make that money. But they don't say it. They don't look at it that way. When it's for their benefit, they going to take the money from the previous people that was before them.
Exactly. They are benefiting from what happened from the past. Just like we are being detrimented, or we are being penalized for what happened in the past. All this is generational. And I'm with you, Navita. All right, cool. Let's eliminate it. But from now on in America, everybody born at $0. I don't give a fuck what you
everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Because really what black folks are asking for is justice. So white folks, I agree with you. Right? Let's say you're right. Then there should be no generational wealth. Just like there should be no generational poverty. So this next generation of children that's born in America, all of them start at $0. All of them. So when you die, all of your money doesn't exactly. All your money, all your money goes to the state, and it's equally distributed amongst everybody. Since since the past don't really affect us.
They say, well, like I said, well, y'all wasn't even alive when that happened. How does that affect you? Okay, well, she wasn't alive when the Hilton Empire was built, so
there you
she
go.
didn't have no right to none of that money.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? See, and these are the arguments that we have to have shows like this where we have conversations so we can start equipping our people, because a lot of these, if you're not used to these discussions, they will shut you down with bullshit. See, because this is what I have to baffle you with bullshit so that you will not pursue the thought any further, because for a long time they would stop the reparation movements with stupid shit. Even shit that some of our ancestors said. I don't want a handout. You know what I'm saying? What do you think all the land for the railroads were? What do you think a lot of the homesteading shit that went on out west was? You know what I'm saying? Right now, Yvette Carnell, they just had a book reading when affirmative action was white or something like that. There's books out there that talks about this shit, where people was getting all types of shit, and your people were marginalized and eliminated from that. But everybody else get the benefit. But then when you ask for it, why you begging? Nigga, I ain't begging. I'm collecting the debt.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Like Hershey is another one. They used a lot of their money came out of the free slave labor.
See, we could
was producing cocoa.
Right, but we can even go farther than that, Sister Navita. All these companies use these roads. A lot of these roads, before they became roads, were these expressways, or you know what I'm saying. A lot of those was laid down by our ancestors, by their feet, being walked and being forced to move from one part of the state to another part of the state. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this infrastructure for this country, you know what I'm saying, was built by us. You know what I'm saying? So indirectly, the whole country benefited. And this is And this argument is not even necessarily for the reparations piece of it. This argument is for you and for us to start having, because we got to start having a conversation, family, because we're moving into a time where, because I want you to think about this. We, in many cases, are so disconnected from reality that motherfuckers, like, for example, me and you experienced this. We was talking about this morning, right? Well, you have individuals that say, I'm for the people, and I want, we want to bring you here to speak, and they'd be like $15,000.
Yeah.
See, now I'm not against people getting money. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong on that. But when you're dealing with community organizations, right? $15,000 is fucking outrageous to even come out your goddamn mouth. You know what I'm saying? And some of the shit that some of us have experienced when we want to bring people here, because it's almost like, because as you get disconnected, and what a lot of our people that have, in a sense, made it need to do, they need to be able to reconnect so that they can look at the reality. Look, I need to make a certain amount. You need to make a certain amount. Rather than, I need to make it all. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? How are we supposed to do business? We can't do no reciprocity. So I'm going to let you stay with those white folks because that's who's bringing you in. When you charging $15,000, you're talking to Ohio State. You're not talking to Gye-Nyame Journey.
Right. And, and when Dr. Kelsey, didn't he used to work at Ohio State?
Right.
Yes, he did. I remember him telling me that when he would bring speakers in, one of the conditions that he was they would be asking for that money that Ohio State could afford to pay, is that they had to come into the city to our people and do a lecture as well.
Oh, see, but now a lot of our young people are not connected to that tradition, and we're still in the mindset of the bag rather than reciprocity. I want to get all the good. You see what I'm saying? Reciprocity is about balance. See, because if you're going to practice mayat, you have to be about balance. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand you got a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It ain't my fault that your lifestyle costs what it costs. As a community organizer, as somebody in the community, I want to bring you. I want you to make a profit. I don't want to, because you already know how I feel about that volunteer shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to bring you. I want to find a way to make you some money. I want to give you what we got. But I also want to be on the other end, be able to raise funds so that this don't have to be our last fucking function. This what, and I really don't believe that a lot of these individuals understand that when they're talking to community organizations and they give them these figures, what they're saying is, I want you to shut down your organization so that you can bring me. Because in most cases,
because these small organizations such as if we don't hold that kind of money.
Right. And if we come up with that money,
that's all we got. Shit.
Exactly. So you're going to shut down our organization so you could come, spread a little cheer, and roll the fuck off. Give me a break. But hey, I don't know. I'm just.
That's why I, a lot of people do. I'm gonna say this. I don't care. Nobody's saying, and you met him too, I believe. I don't know, but I can't remember. But yeah, you met him. He was there. Umar, when he came and did his thing, it was a reciprocity. I don't even know if he wanted to say it was reciprocity, but the brother gave me money, free merchandise for working the door at his event he held at the church.
Hooked up everybody.
Hooked up everybody. Then took us out to eat and paid for everybody.
Hooked up everybody. And then you hear all this talk about him, because I'm like, yo, boom, I got a personal experience, so I'm not gonna argue with you about how I'm not gonna argue people's feelings about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then even gave us a reasonable price when we was talking about bringing him here for the Malcolm X Festival.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And he also, when I when he came, he said, I'm going to take a picture with everybody in here who wants to take a picture with me. I said, okay, well, my friend owns a bookstore, and he'd like to buy some books for you in bulk. And he said, well, after I get done with the pictures with everybody, I will handle that. Well, you know, my friend Illumala, he had to leave. It got late. So I said, you know, I can get with you later on the book. You know, well, how many books did he want? I said, I think he wanted like 12. He said, well, here's 10 of them. I said, well, I'll pay you now for the books. Just get the money from him. And he said, he can have them. His gravy point. I ain't never had none. I've brought plenty of speakers in here, and I ain't never had nobody give me money and merchandise like that and take me out to eat. It was always the other way around. We was taking them out to eat and paying for all of them. But it wasn't like that with him. You know. But nevertheless, also I wanted to discuss the latest incident with the young man that was smacked by the black police officer that looked white. Did you ever happen to see the video?
No.
Okay, that was here in Columbus.
What happened?
He smacked there was an incident. Oh, well, you got to see the video. There was an incident here in Columbus about a week ago. And basically, the police officer, the black dude ran over I guess it was his wife or his girlfriend. She had the babies, and she ran into an area. And he didn't feel like she was, and you could tell when I watched the video, he didn't feel she was putting herself in a safe position. So he ran to her to make sure she was safe. And when he ran to her, an officer comes from the side and shoves him and punches him or slaps him so hard that he doubles over. So now this is all, and he's this dancing cop in Columbus, this dancing cop that's known to go to the hood and dance with the kids and shit.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Shit. Right.
What he did was illegal. That mother, you know, because like I said, once you get into that fraternity, I mean, like I said, it's very hard that's a fraternity. That police thing, that's a
gang. That's what I call it. Gang.
Right. Or actually, let's don't even use the word gang. Let's just say they're a tribe. And they have certain rules. Okay. And once you get into that tribe, like I said, certain things apply within your culture. So he's operating inside that culture. See, so in that case, right. in that instance, he's an enemy. Regardless of whether he look white, he's blue.
He's black. He's Asian. Don't matter.
Exactly.
So he did. The news comes out because it's all over social media. Tariq even talks about it on his show. It makes national news. And then they come out with the body cam of the officer, shows a different angle and validates the officer's reaction. So I've seen the body cam and it didn't validate shit. It ain't no different than the fucking other angle I saw. But the press spins it and headlines it as if the officer was justified in his reaction. And just because that was the headline, 50%, I'm going to say 50%, I'll say 40, of black folks flipped the script and now are siding
with the officer,
with the media shit.
Right.
And then not only do they do that, they do what I call the Obama Beer Summit with Skip Gates. They called a young man together with him, a pastor, and some members of the police force in the city, and they hold a summit. I've seen pieces of it on the news. And basically, the black dude, I just turned it off, but Eunice saw it, and the young man that was assaulted by the police officer gets on there now, and he's doing a Rodney King, can we all just get along? I should have acted differently fucking statement.
And this is a whole nother issue too, because now, far as the media, and I need to talk, we're going to have to get together as Gye-Nyame, all of the initiated older folk, because I want to really do some stuff with Gye-Nyame Journey Media far as news that we should follow. But one of the things we have to be careful is that when we look at these videos, because one of the reasons I don't get on a lot of these videos, because even when you jump behind these people, you don't know how they're going to flip that shit. So you have to be very careful because they will make us look like a fucking fool if we stand up and we start doing stuff for them and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden turn around and be like, can we all get along? I'm not on that shit. That's betrayal. That's betrayal. That's treason.
But I think that this is what I think. When you are put in a position, because now they put this black man, he's made national news. They're coming at his neck because they were in the wrong. And they arrested him and everything. And he didn't even break the law. But okay. So now first of all, you're doing a summit. That summit alone should tell you that they know they did something wrong. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to clean that shit up.
They're trying to clean it up.
Now, in my opinion, where we failed as a community is we didn't have nobody that had the power, an attorney, a group of people or whatever, to get to that young man and have his back.
See,
so
he was tribeless.
Got to that young man, and he was scared.
He was tribeless. He was alone. He was floating out there by himself. You know what I'm saying? There was no backing. He might not even have elders that was able to whisper in his ear about what he was supposed to do, and he probably ain't have, So I understand. You know what I'm saying? Still don't make it right.
Right.
Still don't make it right.
Don't make it right, but
You see, and
so we as a community, we got to start stepping up in numbers. Just like when that Somali dude some years back, I forget what the police did, some rank stuff to that, some Somali dude, and he was special needs or something. And let me tell you, that Somali community was out there in front of that courthouse in droves, demanding that they treat that man fairly. And the numbers were large. And when that happened with that young man, us as a community, we need a group that can get to people who are these victims. We need a lawyer that's willing to put their neck on the line to really get behind these people who have fallen victim to these assaults and deaths by police officers.
And
and it's hard to find somebody that's willing to do that.
No, it's not. You know why? Let me say, it's not hard to find somebody who's willing to do that. What is hard? What is hard? Let me put it this way, Navita. If we are able to provide somebody with a place to live, and food, and help take care of their family, you'd be surprised what a motherfucker can do. You be willing to do. Listen to me. One of the things that the Nation of Islam was up on, even way back in the day. Let me ask you a question. What bills did Malcolm X pay?
He paid his regular bill.
No, he didn't. His house was owned by the Nation of Islam. The utilities were probably paid by the Nation of Islam, or at least from the money so they provided him with a home. He'd go to the restaurants as a minister, and he would pay a minimal cost. So any money he got, it was provided by that. If we want that type of action in our community, we have to be able as a community to provide for those individuals. This is why.
To provide, because that's why we got to be able to provide, because they're going to have a backlash.
Exactly.
We got to have something where they can fall back on in a community.
And that's what a pastor is supposed to be.
Black Panthers was the same way. They had a house. And another thing, the ones that actually came out, like your brother Malcolm, they had security. Wherever they went, they never traveled alone.
Now, Malcolm, let me say this. Because even if you look at our church tradition, this was the role that pastors had. Because the whole piece of a pastor is, one, to speak the word of God. Now, but what a lot of people don't understand, that often the word of God was in opposition of the powers that be. So the church or that congregation or that community or that tribe paid to protect that spokesperson. That individual that is the pastor of the church is supposed to be a spokesperson for the people, not just to talk to them and testify to them about God, but also to talk to them about the system and be able to speak up with them about the oppression that they are up under. And what we have to be able to do as Gye-Nyame is to be able to have functions where we are able to pay for individuals that can do that type of shit. Gye-Nyame, Tawi, we really have to have a serious conversation because, like I said, by 2023, I want 3 of those seats in city council. We need to have 3 of those motherfucking seats. We need to be really looking seriously at running somebody for mayor after 2023. And also by 2035, we should be looking seriously at taking over this whole motherfucking state by having somebody in the race for governor. And every time, like for example, every time a motherfucker is up to become a police chief or to get some type of rank in the motherfucking organization, we should, somebody that represent us should be on that motherfucking board grilling that motherfucker. But you can't do that if your paycheck is dependent on the very people that you have to challenge. So we got pastors right now probably sleep somewhere, probably going to the hospital to visit people, which is good. But their actual role is to be able, you have the ability to stand up and say shit that other people can't say because the people support you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I mean, every day, I'm liable to say some shit that get me fired. Every day. Every day.
Right.
I insulate it, and you know what I'm saying? I try to insulate myself in a way where I can handle business. But the piece that I'm saying is, we don't have, far as the quote-unquote conscious community, far as tribe or whatever, however you want to say, nation builders or pan, we don't have individuals that are spokespersons. And the main source of their income, or the only source of income, is us. Because the only one that won't betray you is the one that you provide for. Don't you? I mean, you don't understand. We don't understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? So black community. Now, and check this out. Check how fly this is in video. You ready? You ready? I'm tie this into the G&J Mall. The reason we started the mall was so that we could start building up entrepreneurs. So that we could start having a safe place where we could come and we could have discussions like this. And also start building up income so that eventually somebody can start managing that whole mall concept and in a sense, be free enough to speak. Freedom costs money. Right. God damn it. And what
freedom ain't free.
Freedom ain't free. And what the Nation of Islam figured out is that if you want someone to be able to speak truth, the congregation has to make that possible by the congregation, because Malcolm X's survival depended on no one but the Nation of Islam. Martin Luther King's survival depended on no one until other people start throwing money in, but no one but his congregation. You always in your community got to have somebody that lives off the community so that they could defend the community when it needs to be defended. Because some of us have to go other places to get contracts and stuff like that. But, you know, I do donate a little bit there. You know, I don't necessarily agree with everything he say, boss. But, you know, he do kind of have a point. I mean, you know what I'm saying. You know, and he could boldly say what he's saying, not because he's fearless, but because his food is coming from the community. His clothing is coming from the community. His housing is coming from the community. We got motherfucking pastors living in the lap of luxury, and our people our people are in the poorest state that we have been since slavery. And that shit is a motherfucking crime. Very few of these pastors out here talking about reparations. They're talking about political consciousness. They're not letting motherfuckers. The church sits almost empty throughout the goddamn week, and it's a meeting place. Come on now, family. We can't see that we being pimped. And then on top of that, we get these motherfucking celebrities that want to throw out shit. You know what I'm saying? You get a little bit of fame. You want to throw out a price where you the only motherfucker that's coming out on top. Get the fuck out of here. And I throw a red, black, and green in the shit that I say every now and then. And I suppose that and everybody fall for the old okie doke. Oh, okay, conscious. And the church tax free. But see, that's the issue now. But hold on. And this is the issue. This is one of the reasons why when people be like, is Gye-Nyame tax-free or a 501c? Now, a lot of pastors use the excuse that they can't get active because they will lose their 501c3 status.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this to you. If the devil that you're supposed to be fighting is operating in the world in a way where they could take away your license to be tax-free, and you got a large congregation, what the fuck do you give? We gonna pay taxes then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You supposed to be like, fuck it, I will lose because this shit is not right, I will lose my 501c, and we will turn into a motherfucking corporation, and we will run this motherfucker like a corporation, and we will start producing money because you make money every week. I don't understand.
Every week.
You know, so people can't hide behind that 501c shit with me. And let me say this about nonprofit organizations, especially in our community. There's another reason. Because, family, in our community, we run nonprofit organizations like they are government programs, like they are our government. So we have motherfuckers coming up or at least thinking in ways to create shit like they're printing money. We need to start thinking about some sustainability in everything that we do. How is this idea going to support itself? I never wanted to get Gye-Nyame caught up in the whole chasing grant shit. I never wanted us to get caught up in that shit because I seen that shit. I done lived through that shit. I'm like, nah, fuck that. We're not doing that. We're going to find ways to generate capital ourselves. We're going to look at opportunities to generate capitals ourselves so that we can build. And then if we need to get a nonprofit arm, it will come after we show that we can sustain ourselves as a business.
Right.
There's some,
and we can join with someone who has that, but we don't have to necessarily.
But we don't necessarily. We don't have to have that. You know what I'm saying? Now the tax you do is a certain benefit with that. But if you pulling in damn near $10 to $100,000 a motherfucking week anyway, you got lawyer money. Come, but I'm gonna leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? Because I get hot about that because I look around our community and I'm seeing all this pimping going on. I see motherfuckers out here showing and faking wealth that I know that they don't have. Talking about other poor motherfuckers. When the numbers show us that 50% of us are one paycheck away from total devastation.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
One paycheck. And we running around here. I'm not beg, nigga. You ain't never seen me beg. And for anybody to get on my timeline when I post anything about reparations with begging, you need to check your motherfucking self. Because I don't beg nobody for shit. But I do believe that when you owe me my shit, nigga, I'm going to step to you and I'm going to get my shit, whether you're the United States government or you the penny pimp on the motherfucking corner. I'm coming to get my money. That is how we have always been. I don't know where a lot of you coward motherfuckers that's hiding behind the Bible, that's hiding behind black consciousness, that's hiding behind the 501c. I don't know where a lot of you motherfuckers come from. But you don't come from the African stock. You don't come from the African stock that made it through this shit. And for any of you motherfuckers that get on my timeline and talk about what we don't do and what we haven't done, but you haven't done a clear analysis of history to understand that everything that your ass has already, that you think you know and that you think you have come up with, our people have already done. It's almost insulting.
It's already been done. Just like I had, excuse me, I seen a post few days ago where a brother said, if we can't treat each other with respect and be unified, how do we expect a white man to do the same? You know, we got to do better. I'm like, you must gotta pay no attention to history, motherfucker, because Black Wall Street is a perfect example of unity and act right. and they didn't give a damn about how we acted or how unified we were. They bombed that motherfucker.
They bombed that motherfucker.
They bombed it. They bombed that motherfucker. And that was the only place that they did that to.
Now, and so we got to be clear about that.
I don't need to hear this shit about if we just would do this, they would do that. They've already proved, if you know anything about history, what they gonna do.
Point blank.
And in the video with the young man in Columbus, the sister was in the background. She didn't speak the King's English to perfection. She was kind of off on the King's English, but she was yelling, and people was like, she acting up, she making it more worse, she's aggravating the situation. But when I was watching it, that's just how it tripped me out how we view things. So that when I saw it, I didn't see anything wrong with what she had to say. Her questions were valid to me. She was yelling. I don't see a problem with that. There's no law against yelling at the police officer, and they've created this climate towards them. We always want to go after the symptom and not deal with the problem. Her reaction is a symptom of a rooted problem with the police in our community.
In our community.
To the white community, they're not addressed in that kind of way because they don't do the things they do to them white folks to us. So if they did, they would be met with the same hostility that their sister was presenting. But instead, black people, our own black people, berated this sister as if she was the cause of the problem. I was like, you know what? I can't with our people sometimes.
And what that is, you know what that...
Are we snowed over?
You know what that is, Navita? That's called blaming the victim. That's easy. You understand what I'm saying? It's the easy thing to do. And it makes it easy, and it gives all of us an excuse to be on some bullshit. I'm going to blame the victim. Just like with us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally, when you sit down and you listen to motherfuckers that have a discussion against reparations, they're blaming us for everything. And we're blaming us. It's our fault. You shouldn't have fallen out of line with God. You mean to tell me white people been in line with God? Motherfucker, is that what you saying? I'm confused. I'm confused. You shouldn't have fell out of line with God. You were selling each other and all this. Well, now, and this is another piece. This is what I mean because I was talking to somebody the other day and they start talking about Africa. And you know, have you ever been to Africa? No. And you know, but I dated somebody from Africa, blah, blah, blah. Africa. Where in Africa? You know, boom, they gave me. I said, you know, Africa is 51 different countries. And within those 51 different countries, you had different tribal groups, racial groups within those countries. We got to understand that the unity in which we talk about Africa here, because we on the outside, does not exist within the continent.
Right.
Our illusions have overtaken us so much that we fantasize that there is a Wakanda somewhere else. And I'm just like, yo, family, it's like, yo, I mean, a lot of y'all know African history, but y'all don't know Africa. Y'all really don't. Because it's like, boom, let's talk about countries. Let's talk about areas where they are. Who are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? There's an alignment between the Kemetic and the Ashanti. Let's go talk to Ashanti motherfucker about that. And anybody met a comedian lately? Anybody? Hello?
No.
Anybody out there met a comedian lately? You understand what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers, we're throwing out fantasies rather than dealing with realities, right? And there are cultural similarities. But sometimes we take shit and we go so deep with it. And we miss shit. All we need to do is be able to get the basic symbols to organize as a tribe right here. And let's do it. And then we could go home and we could visit. And then we go home as a tribe and be accepted as a group. Rather than just as an individual trying to get in somebody else's shit. This is what we have been reduced to in the diaspora, especially here in America. And everybody come to America and make us feel bad because we don't have no other place to go. So we start trying to feel like we want to belong. I'm an African. What the fuck is that? What is it? You belong to a continent?
Mm-hmm. That's a big ass continent right there.
Big ass continent. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I know my people originated on the African continent. More than likely the West Coast. More than likely in an area somewhere around Ghana and Nigeria. More than likely, not quite Igbo, maybe a little bit more Ewe, maybe a little bit more Ashanti. I get a little bit more specific because all those little groups are different.
Yeah, they all do.
Cultural similarities, though. But you can't overtake reality with your fucking fantasies, family. And how is it that everybody could come here, even people that look like us, and wave their flag from where they are, and you don't have a flag? But then, if you was to grab the American flag, not only would the people around you look at you crazy, even the other people that's visiting from other places or living here from other places would look at you crazy. When in fact, that is the only flag you got. Other than the red, black, and green.
Right.
But the red, black, and
that was the Marcus Garvey flag.
But that was a Pan-African. That was based on a large group of people coming together. But even within that Pan-African flags, you got other flags that fit in. So you would have a Ghanaian flag. You have all these other flags from all these other groups because a flag represents a people. A flag is a symbol of where you from. So now, if I was to fit up under the red, black, and green, what flag would I contribute to the red, black, and green, Navita?
I don't have a flag for that. That is my flag. I fly the red, black, and green from the Marcus Garvey movement.
Listen, if you're going to demand reparations, you need to make sure that motherfuckers understand that you are America. I know people going to disagree with that shit. America would not be without us.
I mean, I consider myself an American African. That's what I consider myself because I am ADOS. And I've tracked far enough to know that I'm ADO, which I didn't have to do that. But to know that, I didn't have to do that to know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I know that's the case. And like I tell people, sometimes you want to be careful about what you claim because now we got a lot of people wanting to get away from the enslaved African. Well, all of us wasn't enslaved. A lot of us was already here and we was already free. Right. And there was a lot of us already here. But they did not escape this enslavement of this country. And for people just like people want to grasp onto the thing, and that's fine. My people were free people. They was, well, then when it's reparation time, you don't get none.
You keep your free ass over there. Your people was free. Your people was here. Nigga, listen. And on top of that, and I'm going to say this to all my brothers that say they Native Americans, then go get your shit as a Native American. I mean, some of that shit, some of that is tax-free, free college. It's benefits. Nigga, and you're looking like me living in the neighborhood I am talking about. I'm Native American. Listen, did a survey at our school, 47% of our kids didn't identify as black. 98% black kids. 99. 47%. Some of y'all fantasies have worked to the point where now our children are lost. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're so ashamed of the resilience of your people. You're so ashamed of the fact that your people can make it through anything. You know what I'm saying? You're ashamed of it. You honestly believe that we should have just died during slavery. We should have just, no, dog. No, that was a higher plan for us. And we're going to manifest that shit. Especially with 19 trillion or however motherfucking much we going to get. We about to make history. We going to save Africa. I don't even know why. I don't even see how the Pan-African brothers here in America don't even see that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see how y'all don't see you can use this to save America. And that's the question. The sister says, so what did the youth identify as? I don't know.
What's the question?
She said, so what did the youth identify as? They didn't identify as black. They identified as other. Other. I want you to understand this. Those of you that visit my school and walk through the halls and look at my children, understand that 47% of them don't identify as black. Why? Because the narrative we have allowed to be weaved about our people gets them to believe that our people are losers. Who want to be with a loser?
Who want to be from a shithole country? You know, I had somebody say to me yesterday. They called me, said they was watching something, and they had somebody was in Africa, and he was like, "Man, it was so modern. They had skyscrapers and everything in this, and I never knew they had that type of stuff in Africa." I was like, Lord, I said, there's some metropolises throughout the continent.
And this is why, one of the things we have to set up.
This man in his 50s.
Right. This is why we have to set up international travel within Gye-Nyame Journey. Not only we're going to do that, we need to do a national trip, but we also need to do some international travel with Gye-Nyame Journey because, like I said, I was fortunate enough to make several trips to Africa, man, and it's like unbelievable. I only been in one, and I only been in one country. Yeah, I only got to stay in one country. Let's say that. But family, it's unbelievable. Y'all, I mean, like I said, y'all caught up on a whole bunch of bullshit that's not real. That's not real. You're living in an illusion there. You living in an illusion here, and when you go over there, you live in an illusion. There's a lot of our people over there with illusions and shit. All we trying to do, see, because for us, Navita, we need the herd to be thinned out. We need to get down to that stubborn minority. Those individuals be like, look, I ain't budging. I don't give a shit. And we need to get to a point where we can have that representative that can speak up, that's making a living from the people, so we ain't got to worry about him selling out. That's what politicians are supposed to be for us. That's why the American system was set up in the way it was, so that the politicians wouldn't be beholden to higher powers. The politicians would be directly responsible to the people. That was the original design. So the politician,
but we've gotten so far away from that, it's unbelievable.
Well, I mean, but what I'm saying is the original design, the forefathers of America saw what was going on, right? And boom, they laid something out. And what we have to, but we have already been doing, we have always been doing that. We always had the representative in the church. That's what the church is for. You know, so but then they come up with this whole legal code where there is separation between church and state. I got a question for you, family. Why would you have to separate the church and state? Why would that even have to be a law? Unless maybe the church and the state at one point in time were one? Do we not know that some of the first structures that's built with every community is a church? Do we not know that a lot of towns start because of individuals, they didn't agree with a certain belief over here, so they all moved to a different place? As a matter of fact, is that not how America supposedly started? Separating church and state, or church and spirit. Because even when those of you that go into it, Kemetic history, what was the Pharaoh?
The head of the ruler, the land, the president, the king, if you will.
And what else?
For lack of a better term, but
what else? He was God's representative on earth, so he was the high priest of the whole goddamn country. Church and state go hand in hand.
Yeah, they do. Which we kind of touched on that. I was a different topic, but in 2000 Seasons yesterday, we kind of touched on the dynastic period and what that resulted in the long run. But that's a different story for a different day.
But yo, family, I want a juice. I want to go stare at these peas that I'm gonna be eating at 12 a.m. on the Mojo. Season them up. See what I'm gonna do with them. I think I'm gonna make. I know I'm gonna start off with the hummus, so you don't have to worry about that. I got me some. I got a little bit of kale left. I got a little bit of watercress. I got some pickles. No, not pickles. I got some. I'm gonna get some cucumbers, and I'm gonna make wraps. Full of the hummus. And then I am going...
Don't do them chitlin wraps.
I'm going to say the chitlins for next week, Navita. You going to eat something with me? You going to make me some?
I don't do no. Hell no, I ain't never ate them. I only want the...
Oh, you don't even know how to clean? You don't know how to clean chitlins, Navita?
Nope.
Navita, you ain't black. You don't know how to clean chitlins, you ain't black. You just failed the test. You failed the litmus test. You failed it. You don't know how to clean chitlins.
I don't want to clean no damn chitlins.
Because as a man, because I'd be like, can I go down? No. My older dudes, my elders in my family, like, no, you let them handle that. I said, hey, I want to learn. No, you don't want to fuck with them chitlins. Come on, we gonna deal with the after effect of the chitlins. Yes, sir. Go play. Yes, sir. Man, but and what I was trying to say with that piece, Navita, and this is one of the things I'm trying to recreate with Gye-Nyame. I want to have certain times where my children are able to reflect on where they were able to see everybody and get a feeling of safety and like, this is my family, because my grandmother's house was big enough where I was like, when everybody could come over. And right before the holidays, this is before everything became so where you could cook everything so quick, and you old enough to remember this too, when Thanksgiving was really a task. where you needed you needed to call the aunties and the sisters and the brothers. You needed the whole family to work together. Bring your kids. The Anime bringing her kids. They gonna be together. You needed the whole family, and we need to have events where it requires the whole tribe to come together in order for this shit to work. You know what I'm saying? And I miss those, man. Like my grandparents used to have.
That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of families are not big families like we used to have. And I know, at least with my family, I've noticed even with the family reunions that we have, it's less and less people now that the older people have passed on. And a lot of the younger people, they don't even come. And I haven't for years because it just wasn't the same as when it used to be. They would call, everybody would come in and everybody would bring something and everybody came. My grandmother, she brought us, and everybody came from around to meet with the family. And the elder generation kept that strong.
Kept it
strong. But as they passed on,
right.
Our family traditions have really fell off. Our family reunions are weak as hell. A lot of times, half of us don't even know each other.
Right.
It was really, and I just like, what, I need to do better and be more active in that. You know what I'm saying? But, like you said, we would have to call everybody together.
But what started to happen was the big mamas. See, because like I said, the matriarchs of the families were able to call shots. Right now, everybody is free. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Can't nobody, you know, my mama can't, you know what I'm saying? My mom called me. I could grumble a little bit, but I'm gonna have to do what the fuck she say. But we got individuals like my mom, their mom could tell them to do some shit, ask them to do some shit, ask them to listen. Yeah, fuck you, mom. I'm not gonna do shit. Nah, see,
right?
Cause think about, I mean, I remember before my grandparents got, I ain't gonna say before they got saved because I don't know how long they got saved, but I do have memories of card parties that my grandparents used to, and they used to always have events where everybody come. But now, because what we got to understand, part of the process of conquering us is media. This is why I'm saying Gye-Nyame Journey Media. We have to show images and teach people how to throw the old school party. Not the party where you go to the club, because the club is a new thing. This is what they done found ways to commoditize everything we do. And we can't control none of it. But our families, my families used to come together. Our families used to come together. And Navita, me and you, we're going to be crucial for this. Our age group is going to be crucial for this because we were born right at the time where shit started to change. Me and you we're not boomers. But we are right at the beginning of Generation X. So we saw the whole shit morph. So, cause what's crazy is even some of your cousins that are 2 years younger than you might not have any memory of this. We were born in the year 1968, in the 68, 67, maybe 66. We were born at a crucial point where, in a sense, the baton was passed. But yet, and still, as the world started opening up to us, quote unquote, people started figuring out how to pull us apart. Because it was those parties, as well as the church, that held us together. Where our grandparents didn't have clubs to go to, so they had those little. They had sometime, because if they didn't have those little secret shacks that they went to, they would have the party at their house.
Right, that's what they would do. Be at their house, the house, you know, the Medea style home picnic, the family picnic, and everybody and their mama came and ate and cooked and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
That was at the home.
And that was at the home. And you would bring your kids, and then like you would have car parties. Because I remember my uncle told me, or I don't know, it was my mama or my uncle, they told me, like, for example, that when my Uncle Chris got murdered down south by some crackers, they knew exactly where my grandmother was. She wasn't at a club. She wasn't. They knew exactly where to go. She over Miss Ella's house or whatever. They're having a car party, and they walked in there, and they had to take her out. You got to come with us. What you mean? I'm winning. Get up. We got to go. You know what I'm saying? And they knew exactly where to go get her. And this is the issue. We have to start learning and teaching ourselves how to do that and be like, boom, because when we go to these clubs, we're giving our money to others. Even though we control the door. See, because for me, people are like, why you don't go to clubs a lot? Because I don't want to go to a club until I own a club. Or we own a club. You know what I'm saying? Territory.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, like in Gye-Nyame, when you get to the old books that I put out, we was talking about a man house for rituals, a woman house for rituals, and for women to get together, men to get together. But we had a central clubhouse where we all could gather and have a good time. That will be run and controlled by the family. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, because we lost all that shit. We just giving our money away. We giving it away. We giving it away. You know what I'm saying? Because because like I said, I don't ever want to get to a point where I'm too high for a party. You know what I'm saying? I met some of my best friends at parties. Matter of fact, one of the reasons I'm upset and started fasting and cut my hair was because one of my partners that really reintroduced me to the tradition of house parties and families gathering ended up having to do time. That shit fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, shit, it's been 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Except because I have another brother that does something very similar. It's on a smaller level, but you know what I'm saying? And it's like, boom, how do we hone that within Gye-Nyame where we, like, for example, when you said, hey, we're going to do this on Juneteenth, blah, 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 y'all come. I'm like, shit, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? When we come and we don't do nothing but chill, bring a dish, You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing me.
Right.
I'm eating all y'all food and I'm leaving. I'm going to talk shit about it. How about that?
You know, I'm trying to bring the community back because a lot of us don't have that family connection anymore. But it doesn't have to be a connection that's your immediate blood relative. You can be a part of the Gye-Nyame family, the community family, and we can get together and we can celebrate together. Because, you know, when the crack era came in, along with other things, but I'm going to speak on the crack era, when it came in, it broke down families like nobody's fucking business.
Man. Well, but crack was, like you said, crack was one of those elements. And one of the sayings that we came up with in Gye-Nyame is that blood is thicker than water, but spirit is is thicker than blood. You know what I'm saying? Because like I got spiritual brothers that I could depend on. Spiritual brothers and sisters that I could depend on more than some of the people in my families. Some people that I'm related to in blood. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, boom, we develop those tight relationships and we develop those networks, but we want to professionalize them or we want to whitetize them. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? The Gye-Nyame is like, boom, Hatim is Hatim. Whether you call me Uncle Hatim, whether you call me Brother Hatim, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Hatim is Hatim. And I'm going to become an elder as Hatim. And I understand where shit is going. I understand as an elder, you do have the ability to call shots. But you're going to have to step out the way so that the young people do what the fuck they need to do. I understand that. So I'm trying to enjoy my last few years in the sun. I really am. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when people be coming up to me like, but I tell them, we need to talk to you about consensus. Fuck consensus. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Consensus? I know not of this. I haven't heard of this. Where is this? What is this? What is a consensus? You know what I'm saying? I guess we kind of come to one, but that shit kind of scares me because I be seeing motherfuckers that's always striving for consensus, and they been meeting for a long time trying to make a decision trying to make a decision that Navita called. Because family, I can't wait. I'm waiting because Navita is running point on this shit right here, right? We can't talk about what it is yet because I don't want to ruin it. But Navita heard an opportunity, called me and said, "What'd you think about it?" Boom. I sent out a text. Boom. Brother text me back, "Why you ain't pull a trigger? The fuck? Let's pull a trigger. Let's make it. Fuck it. Boom. Send Navita what she need. Boom. All right. Boom. Let's get the comment. That's how shit's supposed to, you know, that's how it's organic. That's how it's supposed to run. And it's like, yo, like shit. Because soon as you hit me with that shit and you said, boom, this is what can happen. And we did it before. Past experience have showed us this. Man, we ain't have to sit up there and be like, oh, okay, we got to convene a meeting and all. No. Here, you know, because actually, after you told me how much you needed, Navita, how long was it before you got it?
10 minutes.
And then on top of this, because we such family, we charged everybody. If you have rank,
replenish the pot for everybody. If we break it up to everybody, it ain't a problem for on everybody. It's not a burden on folks.
It's boom, it's going out, boom. And I can't believe people be talking about pharaohs and kingdoms and shit and don't understand how shit run. That's me. Consensus on what an individual does. She said consensus on what an individual does. I know not of this thing. I'm a practicer of my.
You said what?
She said consensus on what an individual does. I don't know. I'm a follower of Mayat, and I don't believe Mayat talks about consensus. I hear truth, justice, righteousness, reciprocity, balance, order, and harmony, And then if you move outside that shit, my aunt got a motherfucking shooter that will chop your motherfucking head off. Simple.
Right.
No meetings required. Truth, justice, righteousness, reciprocity, balance, order, and harmony. Is what you're gonna do is going to throw any of that off. And then if you operate outside that shit, you get to mess with hair cootie, or sack, which can take the form in human form and deal with your ass, and it often does. But we're gonna talk about that. But all right, Sister Navina, I don't want to tie up your whole day. We moving on 2:00, and we started this.
Yeah, honey, I'm about to take me a nap.
Damn, I just got up. I've
been up since early. So.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Those that get up early, y'all know on the weekends you got to catch me when you can, because this is one of the few. Today was one of the few times I could just lay in bed and be like, damn, I ain't got to go nowhere. And tomorrow's one of those days too. I just got to go and I have to get a haircut. Shouts out to what's the name of the barbershop?
Ngozi?
Yeah, shouts out to Ngozi. Like I said, because family, in a minute, the newsletter, we're gonna be taking ads. It ain't gonna be that expensive because we're about to spread the ad. We're about to spread the paper, the newsletter all over Columbus, digitally.
And shout out to my son's barber, Al Edmondson, at A Cut Above the Rest. He is representing the community. He buys black. He contributes black, and he is running for a seat on city council.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. All right, cool. I'm glad you. Can we get him on the show?
Yes, you can. For sure.
See, because listen, family.
I'll get him on the show for you. Mm-hmm.
Family, because what we got to do. I mean, because I could do an individual show where I interview him about his platform and what he plans to do or what he wants to do for the black community as a politician. See, because when I say we control 3 seats by 2023, it don't just have to be motherfuckers coming from Gye-Nyame. We just need to have our hands in it. You understand what I'm saying? So hey, I'm glad when we find young people that are willing to do that, because I thought I was gonna have to run. So
he's our age, so
is he?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, he's our age, and he does a lot of stuff in the community. And a lot of his products that he buys at his barbershop, he gets from Elder Alona. He does all kind of wellness stuff in the community. He has a health and wellness thing. I think it's every last Friday or Saturday of the month, or every first Friday and Saturday of the month, which I got to get with him on that, where he has the people come out, because I want him to come out to our spot.
Right.
And they do the blood pressure check and the diabetes screening and all of that. You know, he does a lot of stuff. So, he's definitely worth interviewing. I'm telling you, he got my vote. I vote for him.
I'm voting for him too.
You know.
See, and all we gotta do is motivate them. And Miss Cynthia said I was going to suggest you run for office. I'm seriously thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because either we're gonna have to get some of these young people ready, or I
get Tyke's gonna get ready.
Oh shit, Tyke's. I told Tyke's. Every time I stress, I got plans for you, dog. I got plans for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, cause I'm looking at Cleve. I'm like, I'm trying to get Cleve focused. But I said, Tyke's, I got plans for you, dog. Tyke's went up to D.C. and had impressed university heads, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn. Mm-hmm. And your grandson, we can get. I mean, cause like I'm saying, all I got to do. See, cause if I was running for office, it would be clearly just be a placeholder until these young warriors got to a point to where they could get that shit. And I'm talking 18, 19, 20 years old. But we have to be able to have the wherewithal as a community to support them. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to understand there's going to be major people going against our interests, and they're going to fight with their money, their wallets, as well as parking tickets and police fucking with us and shit like that. But like I said, once again, because what's even more important to me than just being able to get into political office, we have to make sure that we have individuals that are supported by the community. And I'm not just talking about you buying penny candy from, that's literally supported by the community, that makes their living from the community so that they can speak up for the community. When a community is in pain, that motherfucker say, ouch! Get off! Get your hands out my pocket! Because he can say that because we pay. This is what we pay you for. Whether we call him, because we don't want to call him a pastor because they done messed up that title. But there has to be individuals in each of our communities that, in a sense, the people put in a position for a certain amount of time where they are able to speak the truth and not have to worry about nothing. They work for us. Nigga, you work for us. What is you doing? And that's the challenge for us. That's the market, what we doing, the cultural stabilizing holidays. You know what I'm saying? Us raising dues as Gye-Nyame, doing dues and doing camps. We're looking for that. Not just the political, because it's cool to take care of the politics outside of us. But they're going and they're being paid by a system that has already showed us that it will sell us out and sell us down a river. We need an individual that's paid directly by us to represent us. That don't necessarily have aspirations, because if they move into office, they no longer can hold that position. That position needs to be moved into by somebody else. Once you go outside this community and start earning money, then you are compromised. We need somebody uncompromisingly black, uncompromisingly supported by the community, so that when it's time for them to speak truth, they can do that. But hey, it's out there. The young man, Miss Cynthia, I'm going to let Kingston know. Because she said the young man Kingston from the mall. Because Kingston was getting it in, boy. Kingston had people coming to me.
Kingston be getting it in, don't he?
Man, look, Kingston had grown men coming to me and say, hey, man, am I allowed to tip the workers? Yeah, go ahead. Kingston was hustling. I said, damn, Kingston was on everybody's tongue at the Malcolm X Festival. I said, oh my God, Kingston, what you doing? Every time I seen him, he was doing, well, other than coming around getting some money from me. But I'm Kingston, you can't, come on, dog. You gonna get paid in the night. I need some cookies. Okay, all right, go get some cookies. But yeah, we groom our leadership. And we put some in political offices, but we always need to have that person that represents us, because it would be easy for you to detect when they are going astray. Because it's like all of a sudden, they showing off. You compromise. Once you get compromised, you no longer represent the community. He's very engaging. I love him. He actually gave us some business advice to make money. I heard. Look, Kingston was going around giving people business advice. He was moving tables, getting chairs, walking people to their car, helping people move into the mall, helping people move out of the mall, helping set up the stage. I said, and then I was so proud of Kingston. And actually, we're gonna have to do something special for Kingston. We gotta do something special for all our young people. But family, this is Brother Hatim. I want to thank you for joining me in the congregation of the mighty. We are the stubborn minority. This is the place where your hustle build muscle. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simple production. And this has been another Daily Toast with our weekend toast and talk. Our toast and talk will be a perfect show for homeboy, for Mr. Edmondson to come on, so we can talk about this, so we can start getting some motion behind him from the community, because he gonna go and he gonna represent us. right? Because he's connected to us because he's been in the community for a long time. So I think a Toast and Talk would be an excellent time for him to come up and chop it up with us and let us know what his agenda is. And, of course, I got to ask, where do you stand on reparations? Of course, we strive to blow up your old paradigm. I'm going to get me a smoothie. I'm out.